My name is Lloyd Webber. I'm the executive director and founder of the Frida Cinema, and I want to welcome you all tonight. Gosh, Ted, say it isn't so. Who has been to any of our past Jesus Christ Superstar screenings? Wonderful. Who's never seen Jesus Christ Superstar? Don't be shy. Excellent. Who's seen this movie a million times but never on the big screen? Awesome. Love it. Wonderful. Who's going to be singing along? Okay. All right, we're on. This isn't Wicked. You can sing along. Come on. Ted'll be singing. Who's here for the first time? Well, welcome. You found us. Like I said, we are the Frida Cinema. We are proud to be the only nonprofit art house cinema in Orange County. We are sadly one of 3 left in Southern California, but we're keeping it going. Thank you. We believe in keeping movies on the big screens. There is nothing like, whether it's a new film, but certainly a classic like Jesus Christ Superstar, you could watch at home tonight, and I guarantee you will not have an experience like you're going to have tonight, surrounded by community, people who love the film, people who are experiencing it for the first time, and of course our special guests who we'll introduce in a second. For those of you who don't know, this is not Ted's first time to the theater, nor his second, nor his third, I think 6th. What's that? Yeah. And sadly, his last. For those of you who don't know, Ted is just an inspiration to me. Sometimes I get up, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm 49. And I think of Ted Neeley, who is still performing this live in Italy to sold out crowds, who continues to tour the world with this film, who is just an incredible inspiration, but who deserves a break. And so this is the final tour of Jesus Christ Superstar with Ted Neeley in person. And I'm honored, proud and honored that the tour is being kicked off right here at the Frida Cinema. So thank you, Ted, for that. That's huge for us. And so this is a very special opportunity for everyone. So I'm going to welcome a special guest right now, but after the show, please stick around. Ted will be in the lobby, and as he has done very famously, will stay and talk to each and everyone who wants to say hello. He's got the glossies, and he's just a wonderful man to meet, and a true icon. And again, I'm just honored to have him here. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce a very special guest who has been at Ted's side for every one of these screenings, who directed the amazing documentary you just watched, Superstars, Mr. Frank Munoz. Come on up. Mr. Frank Munoz, you're hiding a little.
Thanks, Logan. Let's hear it for Logan Crow and everybody at the Frida. Jill's walking up there, and Bobby, everybody, the staff. All right, Santa Ana, Orange County, how are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, that's. We just came back from Livermore. We were in Livermore in San Francisco Bay Area. That's where I'm from. So I'm a NorCal kid, and I know I'm in SoCal right now. I know you guys could be rowdy. The last screening was on a Tuesday night. It was a school night. And it's Friday tonight, and we're in Orange County in Santa Ana, so let's try that again. How are you guys doing tonight? Much better, much better. Okay, so as Logan was saying, all good things come to an end. And this is the farewell tour of Ted. So this is the self-imposed rules that we put on ourselves. So once we come to a theater or once we come to a city, we don't go back. So obviously, if we go to Santa Monica or Glendale or Pasadena or San Diego, you'll still have a chance to see Ted in this film on the big screen. But here at the Frida, which we've had a great relationship with now for almost 9 years, and we've had a lot of the cast and the crew here on the stage talking about the movie and the making of the movie. But like I said, this will be, well, I usually say this is the last night of us being here, but that's a lie because we're going to be here tomorrow night. So it's the last weekend, let's put it that way. Okay, we actually have one very special guest tonight besides Ted. I don't know if somebody I saw a soundtrack earlier today of the film, the cover of the DVD, all the movie posters. The only photographer that was allowed on the set by Norman Jewison is this man. He's a legend in the Hollywood film business. He's Tom Cruise's personal photographer. He's worked with Spielberg, so many countless films, the newest Star Wars films, all the photography stills that you've seen on the big billboards and stuff. It's this man. But obviously, we love him for all the for all the Jesus Christ Superstar shots that we adorn our walls and our bedrooms and stuff like that. So please welcome Hollywood legend, famed photographer. This is Mr. David James. Check, check. Please don't trip. David, welcome to Santa Ana.
Thank you. So lovely to be here. Been here once before, and it's so beautiful to be back. And what it was one little moment that Logan said was about going to the movies. You don't have to sit at home thinking, I've got to decorate that wall tomorrow. Oh, look at the bills behind the mantelpiece. I haven't paid them yet. You escape. This is the escape them. This is awesome. Let's keep it going.
And as a tribute, this is a tribute to Ted. Tell us a little bit about when you did Fiddler on the Roof with Norman. So you already worked.
On the roof. And then Norman called me and said, hey, I'm going to do this thing. You got to come to Pinewood and do some tests with me. And it was Ted and Carl in their normal gear doing numbers from the movie. And I said, Norman, I'm there. Let's go. And Norman was just magic. I Fiddler on the Roof with him. He believed in everything you did. You believed in everything he did. He was like a twin brother. He was so, so awesome. And to meet these guys, I didn't know, when I started that movie, I had no idea I'd still be here on it. Just loving it and loving every minute, loving every time I see it. And it's like, I go for hill walks and I wear hearing aids and I play the music through my head. People look at me really strangely. Why is he walking down the street singing, Jesus Christ, superstar? Don't let me sing it because Ted does better.
Hey, David, any particular shot that you remember fondly, as far as something that you remember most when you were shooting Ted on location? But by the way, if people don't know, this film it's a Universal picture, but it wasn't shot over in Burbank. Norman took all you guys to Israel.
Yes.
And you guys literally walked in the steps of the characters that they were playing. So when you were out there shooting Ted doing either Gethsemane or the Crucifixion or the Last Supper, anything that comes out to your head?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite shots was in the orchard, was the Last Supper, because it was Da Vinci's The Last Supper, and I said to Norman, because I wanted to be exactly in that spot, so I said to Norman, no, I need this, right? So they pulled the camera out the way, and Rob Isco stood over my shoulder and made sure all of the positions, the arm positions, were absolutely perfect, and that's still one of my favorite shots. This also is one of my favorite shots, because to get this shot, I had to climb a mountain. On the other side, he climbs up one side, facing into, I'm facing in the sunset. I had to climb up a mountain, struggle with my gear, long lenses, short lenses, and just when you get up there, and when the sun sinks, you've got to climb back down in the dark. But when you get up there and Ted sings, it's magic. It's total magic. I can still hear it in my heart, my head. Every time I see the film, for me, it's not just watching the scene, it's climbing those hills. It's by taking that moment, and you relive that moment. You relive the moment you took that picture. And that, to me, that's what magic is, the magic of photography. That's why I've loved it since I was 8 years old. And I still love it. But it's like, you've been amongst all this incredible talent, and you have created an image that is going to be here long after you've gone. And that, to me, is just awesome. I want to be remembered. That's my statue. Right? That is my memory to the world.
Hey, listen. You've got one of the most the most iconic album covers of all time. The Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack with the crucifixion and
Yes.
the shadows.
Yeah.
It's a platinum selling record, and that's your shot.
Yes.
That's what you took.
Yeah.
So that'll live forever on reissues and remasters
Yeah.
and everything that you want to.
We did at the time. We did a book, a coffee. It was a big coffee table book. It was a glossy book, and every photograph. I designed the book. Every photo. I was only allowed to use one line from each song underneath the pictures, and that's all it needed. You had the visual image. You had the one line from each song. That's all you needed. It was awesome.
Now, this shot, this comes from your archives, and
Yes.
for this weekend only, you made 6 copies of this. Now, this is on a metal print,
Yeah, that's
and you were telling me earlier that this thing can last, like if you put this on your wall and the sun shines on it, it
It'll
should
be
last for
fine.
998
years.
So if somebody, now there's only 6 of these for purchase out there.
It's
Actually,
made-
we're down to 3, to be honest with you.
It's made by Warner Brothers Studios. Have a special lab where they're the design studio. They make them for me. I've been using that labs for decades, and they said that we can only guarantee it for 998 years.
So can I just
sorry.
ask a question? If somebody
Yeah.
here purchases this, they can come back 999 years from now, and you can give them their money back if something goes wrong?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a guarantee.
Well, I suggest I said my pictures will last forever. So if there's a problem with it, talk to one of my pictures, and I'll see if I can come back.
Are we ready to meet the man of the hour?
I think we are.
Okay, Santa Ana, Orange County. He is known as the king of rock opera. Not only Jesus Christ Superstar, but he started in Hair, over here at the Aquarius Theater, right down the street, right?
Yeah.
And he's been on stage with the Who's Tommy. He's also worked with the Beatles on Sgt. Pepper's on Broadway. His other films include Django Unchained with Quentin Tarantino, who's an old friend of his. But obviously you guys know him and love him as JC himself. So for the final time here in Santa Ana, how about a big round of applause for the legend? Here comes Mr. Ted Neeley down the... Ted, welcome to Santa Ana for the final time.
Who is this guy?
This is the magical
I just snuck
Frank.
in.
This is the guy that makes this happen. We could not do this without Frank Munoz. Please give him an applause.
Are you ready to begin?
I'm sorry?
You ready to start?
Well, if you don't mind me saying just one little line before.
You want to say something to them before we begin? Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay, I'll be real quick.
Okay.
He's used to me telling long stories, so I have to have a short one, okay? Then I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired. After all, I've tried for 3 years. Seems like 30. Seems like 30.
Let's hear it for Ted Neeley, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Ted, I know you just said 30, but it's been 52 if you're keeping score at home. 52 years. Jesus Christ
How's that
Superstar.
possible?
So you're going to have to change the lyrics on the next one for tomorrow.
But I'm only 33 years old.
Let's hear it for Ted Neeley, ladies and gentlemen. Grab a seat. Okay, so Santa Ana, we've been here, Logan was saying, I think it's more like 8 or 9 times now. And you shared the stage with Barry Dennen and Kurt Yodgen and Yvonne
Yes.
Elliman
Yes.
and David and Rob Iskov, the choreographer. And we started this at the Grauman's Chinese Theater about 12 years ago for the 40th anniversary. And now we're heading into 52 years. That's 12 years.
And this was his idea, literally. He did, really. Right.
Well, listen, here, I'm a fan too.
I know. See, he's been a fan since he was a kid as well. I met him in San Francisco when we were doing one of our tours.
With Carl and
Carl
Dennis
Anderson as
DeYoung.
and-
Can I tell you how we met?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm walking down Market Street in San Francisco, which is a bit of a scuzzy area down there at the Orpheum Theater. And during intermission, I think I walked out. I had to either feed the meter for my mom or I don't know what I was doing, but I walked out and him and Carl and DeYoung are out on the street in their costumes during intermission.
Breathing the fresh air.
So I think I might have seen somebody give you guys $1 or something. Is that right? While you were there? Because you kind of look like the guys who are out there these days anyway. But that's how I met him for the first time. I said hi and I came back afterwards, and that was in 1993. Oops. A bit of,
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, a couple of summers ago.
And you know, I love to talk to people after we do the performance afterwards. And I was standing in line and talking with people, and all of a sudden appeared this lovely lady and this guy, and the guy was holding a soundtrack album of Superstar like this. It was Frank. How old were you? How old were you then?
Well, I was 1993, so I was like 21.
Yeah, you looked like you were 12.
Well,
'Cause he was a little guy then. And I asked his mom, where did you get that album? And you know what she said?
I stole it from my sister. I didn't have any money. I stole it when I was like 6 years old. So, but that was my very first record. So I've been in the music industry ever since.
Yes.
And when I'm touring around the world at 6 a.m, sometimes I curse you and Yvonne and Carl for getting me into rock and roll, but most of the time I thank you.
And
so.
for anybody of you who do not know what he does besides making things work for us, he's with Metallica.
I don't think they know that. We're trying to work our way up in the music industry. Anyways, talk to us. Tell them a little bit about this experience that you've been doing now for 12 years with us, revisiting the movie.
Yes, constantly.
So now tonight, for those of you who don't know, he's going to watch the movie with you.
Yeah.
He's going to be sitting right there, front row tonight. Are you excited?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Because I'm sitting right between a mom and her son, who were big fans as well. And I'm so honored that all of you are here. Thank you so much for coming.
So, because Ted's sitting in the audience, obviously, when your favorite characters come on the screen, you can applaud. Don't be shy. You can sing along if they want, right?
Yes, please.
But as Barry Dennen used to say, please sing in key, or Barry will come down from the heavens and he'll flog you, which was one of his favorite things to do, by the way. So listen, have fun. You can applaud. You can sing along. It's all good. Give me a memory from this movie. I mean, we talk about this all the time, but is there a specific moment in the movie that will always stay with you as far as, like, I know you mentioned countless times Gethsemane, but something happened to you during the crucifixion that kind of mesmerized you. You want to give them a quick glimpse story about that?
Well, first of all, just the fact that I was going to be crucified was overwhelming. But we got into it. And once you see several shots of me walking with all these people and then falling down when I'm holding the cross and all that, and then they put me on the ground and they're going to put me in the cross. And the first thing that happened that blew me away, and had it not been for a person in the film, one of the guys who was one of my buddies from when we did hair together, Cliff Lipson, he was playing one of the soldiers, who was punching me out all the time. And I'm laying on the ground, and they're starting to do the hammering. And he's a soldier there who's been beating me up all the time. Had he not been standing where he was whenever they started to drive the first nail into my hand, the nail would have gone into my hand. Because the guy that was on the crew just for that one day, because of the way he looked, they felt it would be perfect for the guy to put the first nail in the hand, you see. So I'm there, and all of a sudden, I hear, cut! I'm thinking, they're going to cut me up? Well, the guy was going to put the nail in my hand. And my buddy Cliff caught his arm just like that before it went to the nail.
And that's because he was an extra from there, so he didn't speak English, right? So he couldn't go with Norman's cue.
They asked him, you're the guy who put the first nail up. Okay, so that was one of the things. Then when they got me up on the cross, they raised it up many times, different shots, so on. I'm up there and I can see for miles all around, and it's a hot, beautiful day. And we do the sequence, and it's making everybody cry except for the soldiers who are laughing the whole time because I get to get killed, so to speak. Anyway, so all of a sudden, this magnificent looking day turned dark gray. Clouds formed and rain just flooded like that. And Norman said, cut, get out of here. So everybody starts running, and I'm up there. Fortunately, they couldn't stop the rain, but they got me off the cross, and I was safe.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do, but what was also magical is that the skies had remained blue for most of the movie. We used to send special effects guys out to light fires to try and get some smoke up in the sky. But what was quite incredible and kind of creepy about this is that the moment Norma said cut and we lowered the cross, the skies cleared. That was incredible. Like, whoa.
Goosebump moment there, Ted? Yeah.
I was enjoying the rain.
Tell the folks, this experience, you will always be known as JC. You've done a lot of different stuff. You did a lot of records and obviously different movies. You worked with Robert Altman and Quentin Tarantino and stuff. But this will be your legacy forever. Is there one thing you want to be remembered by all your fans? What's your farewell goodbye to these people? What do you think?
It's a miracle that I'm sitting here. Everything I have done, except being a rock and roll screaming drummer from Texas with my band, has been accidental. Just me being in the right place at the right time and somebody seeing something they appreciated, and I got a job. Everything. My band, we played all through high school. We were a copy band. Now we would be called a tribute band because if you heard anything on the radio, we did it exactly like the record that was recorded. So we were the only band in the entire county, so we worked our way all through high school, playing every weekend at another town and what have you. So we were the greatest band in Eastland County, Texas, And the county is smaller than this theater, so. Anyway, so long story getting longer. My parents and our parent for the whole band had this gathering after we graduated. They were so honored that we actually all graduated from high school. And they said, we're so proud of you guys. You can go anywhere in the world you want for the summer, but you got to come home in the fall and go to school at Texas University. So that was the plan. We chose to go to California, go to Hollywood, because we wanted to just see what it was all about, So we put all of our stuff in a trailer and got into the truck, and we drove from city to city to pay our way out there. Finally get there, and we drove around Hollywood, seeing what were the nightclubs that were possibilities. And suddenly we saw this one that said, Pussycat a Go-Go. We thought, that's got to be a rock and roll place. So we auditioned. Instantly we were hired. Now we're working in this nightclub right in the heart of Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard, not knowing how powerful that was. We just knew we had a job. So people started coming in, and it was a time when the Beach Boys were the kings of the world, okay? Well, now, we did everything from everybody's music, except we didn't do Beach Boys. We didn't have a Beach Boy record. So we thought, we better do at least one song. So guess what Beach Boys song we chose to do to respect the Beach Boys?
Good Vibration.
Great choice. That was real.
California Girls.
What?
California Girls.
No.
God only knows.
What?
God only knows.
No. Wish they all could be California girls, but we did. Wish they all could be Texas girls. And when we would say that, the audience would just go crazy, right? So then we became that crazy band from Texas. Then we were the crazy rock and roll screamers from Texas. And we're in this nightclub. 2 weeks after we got the job in the nightclub, I'm up at the bar getting some water because we were on a break, and I get this. And I turn. That's how he gets the pictures. It was Tommy Smothers. Everybody had told him, man, you got to go see these crazy guys from Texas. I know you'll love them. So there he was. I went, hi, Mr. Smothers. And he said, Tom. It's okay, Tom. Thank you for coming. He said, well, I just want you to know, I want you guys on my show this weekend. Nobody ever heard of us. Nobody. But we're going to be a guest on his show. Well, going on that show gave us our career.
And if you want to watch that performance, go to YouTube, put in Teddy Neeley 5, and you'll see the entire, you did 2 songs on there. 1967. And he's clean shaven. He's clean shaven with a little like Leave It to Beaver haircut. Right?
Right.
And a suit.
Yeah, well, suits and tie. We just did the Vegas thing.
You guys ready to watch the movie? Okay. Couple of things. First of all, the movie, the print you're going to watch tonight, was remastered in Paris, France. It's not available in the United States at all, so you can't go out and buy it up here. It's been remastered off the original 70mm print, so it's the only one that's available, and that's the one you're going to watch today. It's the best print sound you'll ever hear. If you got the DVD or the Blu-ray at home, this will totally beat it. So this is what you're going to watch tonight. Some fun things that we have. Ted, you're going to put this in your pocket when you're sitting. These are Ted tissues because everybody's going to cry later. That's for you.
Thank you.
The documentary we were watching earlier, that actually David James got us some amazing photographs, stills that we used in this one. This is the remastered version, the extended version called Superstars. It's available on Blu-ray or DVD out in the...
And who directed that?
That'd be me. So I know it's good. And then the last thing we have the Hosanna Ted towels, right? So when the Hosanna, you guys got some. So when Hosanna starts, you can do that and annoy the people in the back behind you. So Ted, you're going to take your little Ted towel, right? And you're going to enjoy the final Jesus Christ Superstar screening in Santa Ana. Right? Do you like that? We'll get you a discount afterwards. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 10-minute break. Now's your chance to get a cocktail or a beer or some popcorn, use the restroom, or come to the merch table and grab some cool stuff. We got some, Ted, you got the farewell shirt on. There you go. And we're going to start in about 10 minutes. Ted's going to sit right there. So once again, Santa Ana, please put your hands together nice and loud for David James. And for one more time, Ted Neeley.
A cocktail sounds really good right now.